Welcome to our channel. In this session, we will discuss how to create user-defined exceptions. So generally, we know that exceptions are divided into two types. Predefined exception, that is the exceptions that are already defined by the developer. And for example, 10 by 0, arithmetic exception, that is fixed. And user-defined exception means according to user requirement, they are creating some exceptions. Those are user-defined exception. Now, how to create this user-defined exception? I will explain step by step. First step is the user-defined class. That means first you need to create one class. Like arithmetic exception, you need to create one class. That class must be extended from the predefined superclass exception. This is the first step. So the class, this is my user defined exception class. This class is extended from the exception class. Okay. After completion of this step, within this class, you need to write one parameterized constructor. Within the user defined class, you have to declare one parameterized constructor with string as the parameter. These are the rules to be followed, with string as the parameter. Okay. After creating that one, after creating the constructor with the string as the parameter, now what happened? This parameterized constructor will take the message, when it take the message, when the constructor is executed, whenever an object is created, constructor is executed automatically. Now we have a parameterized constructor with string as parameter. When we are passing the value, that means this constructor will take the message while object creation. That is, at the time of object creation, we are passing some message to the constructor. Whatever the message you passed, that is taken as this parameter. Now, use try catch block. Use try catch block for holding the program statements. Whatever the statements, try catch block is needed. Next one, this is a user defined exception. That means you need to create an exception. So the most important step is declare one condition to raise the exception. Declares one condition to raise the exception. After declaring, suppose if the condition is true, what happened? Like this is an arithmetic exception. Anyway, that is already defined. That is the reason that automatically takes the message within the try block. If 10 by 0, automatically catch block will handle. But in this case, you need to raise the exception if the for condition. If the condition is true, then simple thing, create an object. Create an object for this user defined class. Object for this user defined class and pass the message. Next step, use throw keyword. We already know throw and throws. Use throw keyword to throw the exception onto the catch block. To throw the exception onto the catch block. Finally, display the exception message from the catch block. Anyway, I will explain each and every step by considering one example program. Okay. Now, within this one, pack 1. Within pack 1, suppose create one more class. Assume the class name is demo user. You can give any name, for example, for easy understanding, demo exception 1. This is my class name. Okay. Now, follow the procedure step by step. What I said, the first step is whatever the class you created, what is the first step? The class extends the parent class exception. So, extends exception. Okay. This is the first step. What is the second step? Within this class, you need to create one constructor, demo exception 1, with string as the parameter. Now, what happened? Whatever the message you written, that you need to be printed. How the print is happened? The printing, everything is available in the exception. Now, simply what you are doing? Super of message. You know that one. Super of means it calls the parent class constructor. It calls the parent class constructor. So, what is the parent class exception? Now, okay, this is the step. Create main class, main method, public static void main string args of within this main method. What you are doing, whatever the reading operations, everything you will do. For example, import java.util.scanner. Create some scanner object, scanner, some sc is equal to new scanner of system.in. New scanner of system.in. Now, try followed by catch of something. Okay. Within the try block, you are writing the logic. So what program we can do? We can do very simple program. Suppose system.out.println. Enter some basic salary of the employee. Enter basic salary of the employee. Now read some basic salary is equal to sc dot next int of. Just I am reading the basic salary. Now here I will raise some condition. Here I will raise some condition. What is the condition? Observe my point. Parameterized constructor is okay. Now within the try catch block, you need to declare condition for raising the expression. Here my condition is assume if my basic salary is less than 10,000. My basic salary is less than 10,000, then I will raise the condition. How? If the condition is true, you need to create an object for the user defined class. What is my class? Demo exception 1. Some object is equal to new demo exception 1 of. Whenever this object is created, what happened? This constructor is executed. But here the constructor consists of one string parameter. So here you are passing some parameter, invalid basic or invalid some whatever the message, invalid salary. After that, okay, create an object and pass the message. You need to throw the exception. In the previous cases, that is arithmetic exception, array index out of bounds, the exceptions are automatically thrown. But in this case, you need to throw the exception, throw object DE. Or else, instead of writing this entire statement, directly you can write throw space new demo exception, throw space new demo exception. This is if condition. This is if condition. Suppose if the condition is not true, if the condition is false, we are calculating some float, total salary is equal to, apply some operation plus 0.65 f into basic salary. Like this, you can perform some operations. And system.out.println total salary. I am printing the total salary. The try is completed. Now within the catch block, you can write predefined and user defined. Suppose demo exception 1. You observed in the previous cases, you written arithmetic exception in the similar fashion. Here your exception class name is demo exception system dot out dot println. We are writing DE. Or else different things. Get message, string, print stack trace. You can write anything. For example, DE dot get message. DE dot get message. Clear? Or else along with user defined, if you want, you can write predefined also. Input mismatch exception some E. So system dot out dot println enter integer only. For example, if you entered other than integer, this message input mismatch exception is generated. Input mismatch exception is generated. So like this, you are writing the try and catch. If you want, you can write the finally block also. Now execute this program. One second. So here I need to enter the basic salary. Suppose if I entered the basic salary greater than 10,000, there is no problem. My basic salary is greater than 10,000. Suppose here I entered 12,000. See, this one simply it calculates the total salary and there is no problem. Now enter the basic salary. Again, it asks the question, enter the basic salary. Suppose if I entered 23.2 other than an integer, so displays the message, that is input mismatch exception, predefined exception is generated. Now finally entered a basic salary less than 10,000. Check what happened. 9,000. Whenever this condition is true, it creates an exception object and throw the object that is catched by this corresponding catch block. Whatever the message you written, that message is printed. Now what is the message you written? Here you written, inside this you written invalid salary. That message is to be printed. Now you understand? You understand? This is the concept of creating user-defined exception. Like this, you can create user-defined exceptions. Okay. Thank you.